New Year's Eve best bets in the NHL here on PuckTime WagerTalk TV. We have a big show in store for you guys. Welcome in, guys. Hope you guys all had a great night last night. Cashed some winning tickets. As Carmine mentioned yesterday, we've got pretty much a frozen frenzy going on today, at least some early games, and we go all day long in the NHL. So make sure you guys get your work done, or make sure you guys listen in to what we have for you guys on Puck Time, because there's action all day long in the NHL. Carm, we got a lot of guys on the show today, a lot of topics to get to, a lot of segments to get to, a lot going on. What's going on with you?
Nothing. We got an action-packed show today, man. It's absolutely great. The Prez is coming on. He's going to do Tampa and Anaheim. You and I are going to break down Winnipeg and Detroit. Brian Leonard coming in, and he's doing the Vegas Golden Knights. That is an early game as well, too. 3 p.m. Eastern time for that one. You and I are going to talk about the Buffalo Sabres. Can they tie a franchise record 10-game winning streak when they face the Dallas Stars in what is clearly a revenge game for the Sabres, going back to that Stanley Cup of many years ago? Same game parlay for you, Mr. McInnis. You're going to send everybody into 2026 with a monster winner. I can feel it. The pod play. Let's see if we can win another pod play. Yesterday, the Philadelphia Flyers get it done for us and you guys in the chat. And then a special edition of the 6 and 60 New Year's Eve edition. I'm going to give you 6 games for today and some random plays. And then we are going to close off the show. Hopefully we don't run too late. The last thing we need is Andy Lang coming in here and pushing us around, Andrew. But with that said, speaking of pushing around, this guy never pushes us around. I love this man. Prez, what is up?
Dude, I've been really excited about this revenge game. I've been waiting, I think, 30 years, and it's finally here in front of us. Yeah. Go Sabres, man. I hope they get that revenge.
That's it? That's all you have to say?
Yeah, I'm excited about the revenge game from 30 years ago.
It's a shame. I'm just getting rid of some guy who's spamming us, but whatever. Listen, it is a shame that the NHL allowed that goal to happen, or else. But it's Lawrence. It's the city of Buffalo. They are jinxed. 4 Super Bowl losses by the Buffalo Bills, a Stanley Cup loss by the Buffalo Sabres. That city deserves a champion, but they do have lacrosse.
Okay, well, I mean, are you opening up a whole can of worms? Why do they deserve a champion? Why are they less jinxed than Cleveland?
Or
what about the Charlotte Hornets? What about the Washington Wizards? Are they less jinxed than, say Toronto, who is the 3rd largest city in North America and doesn't have an NFL team?
Oh man. Hey, listen, I got to ask you this question because Andrew and I are going to discuss, actually, we're not even discussing this game, but it's going to be part of the 6 and 60. Did you hear what Sheldon Keefe, former Leafs coach, said yesterday after the game when Nico Hischier got into a fight when they were down a couple of goals, one of their best players?
No.
He goes, down 2-0. I really don't want to see him getting into a fight. He's one of our best players, but this team needs to show some balls.
Yeah.
That's calling out your players. And that's normally not a good thing because players do not respond to a coach saying they have no balls.
Well, we'll find out today. They're playing Columbus. And Columbus is on a 3-game winning streak. I'll tell you the game that fascinates me the most, if I can just hijack the show like I always do, is Colorado. I mean, how do you bet on or against this Avs team? You look at the situation here, and the St. Louis Blues have beat Colorado 3 games in a row, head-to-head. They're plus 260. They're also perfectly zigzagging since December 12th, and they're plus 260. How do you bet this game?
I will say this. I looked at the lines overnight, and Andrew, you can chime in on this one as well too. So please bring yourself on the screen. I looked at it and I saw that the Blues had won 3 straight against. They swept the series last year. They went into Colorado when Colorado was playing extremely well and beat them. And I'm like, do I even take a small chance, like a 1%, 1.5%, 2% chance, and try and cash like a big plus 250 or 260 ticket on the Blues? And then the it's like the devil and the angel on the shoulders. The other side says to me, dude, Colorado's only lost 2 games at home. Both of them have come in OT. They're 16-0, I think 16 regulation wins at home. And it's just, all right, let me look for something else.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you try to find a diamond in the rough, you get bit by
a Andrew, snake. Andrew, again, I'm hijacking the show. What about the under in this game? I mean, to me, both of these teams are playing to the under. And it's really hard to score on Colorado. And St. Louis is involved in a lot of games where there's 1s and 2s on the board.
Well, that's what's so crazy about this Avalanche team is like you look at what McKinnon's doing, you look at what Natchez is doing and McCarr's doing, and then you've got Mackenzie Blackwood that has how many losses on the season, and then Wedgwood was playing so well. So not to mention having so many superstars. And guys, Nathan McKinnon, he now has as many goals this season as he did all of last year. How's that? How's that possible? Like, this team is unbelievable. Prez, my sports betting New Year's resolution to get that out of the way here on the show is to follow the KISS method and keep it simple, stupid more. And because I have not been on the Buffalo Sabres enough during their run, I have not been on the Avalanche enough this season. And, last night I gave out the Islanders against the Blackhawks. All of my numbers said it was a complete mismatch. The Blackhawks aren't good defensively. And I've tried for way too long to try and reinvent the wheel with different plays and trying to have that team every night that's going to be the surprising pick of the night. But, when there's 13 games on a slate, sometimes you don't have to pick the most complicated one. So, it reminded me of it when you said, how about Colorado? Because you know what? But whether it's puck line or whatever it is you're betting, this team has made people money so far this season. They really have.
At minus 1.5 too. Sorry, Carm. I mean, they're blowing teams out. It's not. I mean, very rarely are they playing games that are close. They just beat LA 5-2. They had Vegas in overtime and Utah 1-0. But other than that, it's just a constant barrage of blowouts.
And the thing is, to close out that one before we get to the first game, is that in order for a team to beat them, they're going to have to be solid down the middle. You look at the centers on this team, you look at the players on Colorado, and it's just like first line, second line, third line, nobody can match up with them. It is absolutely insane what they're doing. And sometimes you have those teams that just don't run out of steam. But with that said, Andrew, I'm going to go to Prez for this one, but I got to tell you, I don't believe in mushes. I don't believe in jinxes. I don't believe in fixed games. But I did the thing that you're never supposed to do. I say never to do. I called Prez when the Carolina-Pittsburgh game was on, and because they knew Freddie Anderson was going to have a bad game. I'm like, Prez, 5-1 Pittsburgh after 2. Over 6 is going to cash. Prez, what happened?
5-1 at the end of the game. It pushed, but we move forward. Guys, I'm taking apart. I don't know why I'm.
There you go.
I'm taking apart the Tampa Bay game. Let's get to it. They're playing Anaheim tonight, and I like the over in this game. Let's not overthink this. You have the Anaheim Ducks 24-14 to the over, and there's a reason for that. Basically, they let goals in. They just let 5. San Jose put up 5, the Kings 6, Seattle 3, Columbus 3. The New York Jets put up 10 on them, which is crazy. They don't even play in the same league. Dallas 8, Columbus 4, and on and on and on. I mean, this Anaheim team is really struggling to keep the puck out of the net. And we know Tampa Bay can score. They just put up 5, 4, 4, 6 in their last 4 games. So why are, this is one of those, like you were saying, Andrew, keep it simple, stupid. And Tampa Bay is also coming off of one of those really shitty wins. They were outshot by Montreal 21-35. I I think Tampa Bay is the right side here. I would take them in regulation, but I like the over most of all in this game.
Yep. I agree with you, Prez. Anyone who's looking at Prez's camera, you do not need a field sobriety test. It is a little blurry right now. And I don't think anyone's, well, actually, it's New Year's Eve. Maybe people have gotten into the eggnog and rum early today. Prez, man, you're on a roll across like multiple sports. What do you got going on over at WagerTalk? Because we have that excellent code and it goes into the new year, the Xmas 25% off code.
Well, right now, my priority is on my 2 5% plays. I've got a 5% play up in a college football. It's a playoff game. It goes tomorrow. I won my college football play last night on Illinois, a nice dog that won outright. And they should have really blown out that Tennessee team. But anyway, doesn't matter. We still cashed that ticket. I am now 5-1 in bowl games, which is amazing. 35-22 in the last 4 years of bowl betting. I've got a 5% one up tomorrow. I got a 5% NFL play up as well for this coming week. You guys can get both of those plays for half price. So the Xmas 25 will give you 25% off. I've got one that'll give you 50% off. I use the promo code PREZ50. That's PREZ50. You get 50% off. And you can use that promo code on both my college football and my NFL 5% plays. So please take advantage of that. And remember, guys, we're moving into 2026. The theme of the year is Make America Grateful Again. And I really feel like that. I think everyone needs to be grateful. Grateful. That is the word, grateful. I'm grateful for you, Andrew and Carm, for doing this, for everybody for watching this. I'm grateful for a lot of things, guys. Lots of love and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Prez. We love having you on, as always. Oh, look at these guys. They're wearing hats. I almost feel like I got to go like this and just put on
the hat that I bought for you.
That's it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I don't have a Habs. That is a sweet color blue on that Habs hat.
Yeah,
so
if you like
retro
sweet color blues. Bye, guys.
Whatever.
Happy New Year.
All the best. Carm, I was having a bad hair day. I had to put the hat on.
I have those every once in a while, or what have you. But to the guys who are, and I love the fact that like Habs Relic, they're putting in like some of these ones like Stephon Diggs and Hunter Henry. You got to be very careful. And this is a great time to have odds logic. You got to have odds logic. As I'm looking at the lines this morning for NHL. And watching some of the moves, a lot of the things that are coming out and the announcements are popping up on the odds logic page. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, both doubtful, will not play on the weekend. Rest. These are ones that, you want to sort of, if you have a slow moving books, and you should always have multiple books, slow moving books with their numbers, you could take advantage of getting that info firsthand because it's real time with odds logic. So you can get 7 days free. I know this seems a little promo-y, but it is all about making money and having the best tools possible. I think is very important to that. Andrew, it is crazy. Yesterday was $5 Tuesdays over at WagerTalk, customer appreciation. I had like 3 plays up and I have one in the NFL. So the first one is a soccer game, 22 minutes into the game, and it's already a winner. I had over 3. The analytics for me showed 4.11 goals scored. It finished 2-2. So I'm like, great, a cash. Second play is the hockey game, over 6. It lands on 6. And the third one, which is the one that probably pissed me off more than any other one, it was Louisiana Tech, who were supposed to run all over Coastal Carolina. I took the team total. They did absolutely nothing in the first half, and then they ran them over in the second half, but didn't get there. Finished with 20 points, and that's with missed extra points. That is with turnovers in the red zone. Kind of frustrating. How was your $5 day?
Carm, we went 3-0, so needed it, man. Need to get on a roll here.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
But you know what? I'm jealous of you because you've been firing on multiple sports. But for me yesterday, it was mostly just hockey. And it's it's funny. You know how like you're sweating out one game and then the second that one sweat goes well, something else becomes sweaty. It's like nothing is ever over till it's over. And I had the Montreal Canadiens money line. I was texting you about it because I never give out the Habs, and I thought they played a good game. It was 2-0, 2-1, 2-2. Suzuki ties it, and then they win it in overtime. So I'm like, wow, this is great. I'm going to have a big night. And then I had the Islanders, and then they were up 2-0, and then they blew a 2-0 lead. So that goes to overtime, and they needed a miracle. A lot of saves. Chicago hit in the post. And then it went to a shootout and they won. So pretty happy, Carm. We're I think 5-1 the last 2 days in the NHL. And I actually have a play up on the early game in the NHL going today. So you guys can grab that at WagerTalk. And of course, that promo code XMIS25. Trying to build some momentum going into the new year, Carm. 5-1 last 6 in the NHL.
You're going to, and I love it because you had me somehow tune into the Montreal Canadiens game when I had no bet on it to cheer you on, and they scored the game-tying goal and then the winner. But maybe you're about to pull a St. Louis Blues 2018, dude.
That's what I'm hoping for.
And just go on a tremendous run and win the cup. So keep positive, my friend. We still have Brian Leonard coming on. We're going to get to him shortly. I'm going to make this one a short one, Andrew, and then I'm going to try and I'm going to give you those words that I say. Make me understand this game, because I'm not falling for the hook on this one. The Detroit Red Wings -117, playing extremely well. Winnipeg Jets -103. They can't get out of their own way, and all I've seen is money coming in since the opener on the Winnipeg Jets, to the point now that I believe the Winnipeg Jets could actually be favorites in this game. I'm trying to bring it up right now, but I'm seeing like -117, I believe, odds logic, 117 on the Winnipeg Jets. They are actually favorites. Detroit started at -136.
Most places have pick 'em.
Make me understand this line, because I'm going to take Winnipeg. I am going to ride the steam in this game, because with this skin, you could always use more steam. Make me understand this game. Give us a breakdown.
Nothing wrong with going in the steam room, Carm. It's good for you. It's healthy. It's good for our bodies. I think the Winnipeg Jets are the team to back in this one tonight. Look, I have been saying how impressed I am with this Detroit Red Wings team. I will give them their credit, but you look at some of their defensive metrics, you look at their goal for differential, it's still not great. They're consistently finding ways to close out wins. And this Winnipeg team has slowly gotten better. Here's one for you, Carm. In the last 10 games, they are a league best in allowing 24 shots against per game, which is great, especially against the Detroit team that shoots a lot. Hopefully the defense steps up quite a bit. They're also dominating possession, this Jets team. 59.9% Corsi for in the last 10 games. Here's the big one, though. Detroit, they rank 30th in Corsi against over the last 10 games. This team is giving up a ton of chances. They're allowing teams to hold on to possession, and they're really solely relying upon shooting percentage. And shooting percentage is not something you can hold on to for an entire season, especially when you go up against a very strong defensive team. At this point, I do think this is your classic buy low spot. And Carm, you teed it up perfectly. People are going to say to us, I can't believe this line is what it is. I can't believe I'm getting Detroit at this price. And whenever you can't believe something in the betting world, you guys know what to do. We see it all the time. You don't know how many times I've heard people say, I can't believe this football spread is this low. And it's Sunday Night Football and the dog wins outright, right? We've all been there before, Carm. So the defensive numbers are getting a lot better right now for Winnipeg. Hopefully the goaltending can perform well. The market is shifting. We've seen an overnight flip for the most part, as you've mentioned, Carm. Give me the Winnipeg Jets on New Year's Eve. I'm right there with you on this one. I didn't know where you were going to go with yours. I'm happy you're on the same page as me. And this is one thing I wanted to add was that this is why I think it's important when you look at the metrics and look at stats stuff. I'm very much so a fan of last 5 and last 10 games, because when you look at numbers from the last month or the last 2-3 months, what good is that doing anybody, Carm, right? Like sometimes I'll throw it in my analysis, like Carolina, number 1 with scoring chances on the season. But that doesn't really tell you a lot about what's going on over the last week or two, And with this Winnipeg team, they're number 1 the last 10 days, the last 10 games with shots on goal allowed.
Yeah.
That shows me their defensive numbers are getting a lot better.
No, I agree with that. At some point, you would think it's got to turn around, but you could lose a lot of money waiting for it to turn around, right? It's just you need some signs. I thought the game against Edmonton was a good game for them, but again, at the end of the day, it's an L, right? It's just you could put in some great performances, and it's just an L, and stuff. But what better way, kind of like going 3-0 the night before, for you? What better way to head into 2026 than a positive in 2025 in your final game in Detroit? So we'll see how this game goes. I'm a little bit surprised by it. By the way it's been going. I don't think it's going to make my card. There's so many games, and kind of like they mentioned in the chat, just because it's there doesn't mean you have to bet it. But I wanted to discuss it because I could see the steam starting to come in. I thought by the time we hit the show, this line is going to move 20 to 25 cents. And that's a significant number. Obviously, it's moved even more than that. So sometimes those fishy lines are there. And there's one guy who's very good, especially during baseball season, Andrew, at sorting out and finding those fishy lines. And the guy makes a ton of money, is this man here, Brian Leonard. Let's bring him in to this one. Mr. Leonard, how you doing?
Guys.
Brian, when I go with my friends, I try, if my favorite team, is playing their favorite team, we try and not go and watch the game together unless we can agree not to go at each other. You somehow last weekend decided to go and watch the Steelers-Browns game with Marco, who's a Steelers fan. You're a Browns fan. You said you said what you said on the show, but man, it was hilarious. The Browns get the job done. I know this. We're talking all sports today, but that must have been fun for Marco.
It was Marco and Glenn. I don't know if you remember Glenn. He used to be on the site doing horse racing, and he's from Pittsburgh also. And his roommate was there also. So they're all people from Pittsburgh, and there's me from Cleveland. And here I am rooting for Pittsburgh against the Browns. I go, the Browns can't screw this up. They can't let Pittsburgh. They can't beat Pittsburgh. There's no way. And then Pittsburgh comes out, and looked like they were more inclined to not let Myles Garrett get a sack than they were playing football. And that's something you got to worry about this week when the Steelers play the Ravens. So for the division. So Montreal, a couple of days ago when I was on here, Montreal was my play, and they fell 4-0. They were down 3-4-0, and they went all the way to overtime, lost in a shootout. And I liked them yesterday. I liked Pittsburgh yesterday, and they soured me so much I didn't use either one of those games. And of course, they both win. Even for people that have done this for 45 years, you still look back and you go, you know what? I should have had victories on those games. And I got scared off. And that's, going back to your Winnipeg talk earlier. I noticed the same thing. I said, you got a Winnipeg team who's on a losing streak. You got another team on a winning streak. And they're playing on the road. And yet money keeps coming in on Winnipeg. I'm in agreement with you on that one. I like
and Brian, I would say too, like with those, for me at least, even though we shouldn't think like this, sometimes it's the big slates that it gets me on, right? Where it's like, there's been so many Saturdays, and don't get me wrong, it could easily go the other way. Mm-hmm. But there's been, like, I'm walking around my house, and, my girlfriend's like, what's wrong? Like, why do you look so cranky? I'm like, I went 2-0 today. And she's like, Okay, you went 2-0. I'm like, yeah, but it could have been 6-1, and she's like, yeah, but it also could have been 1-6. So just take your 2-0 and walk away. And that I find that with the big, because we handicap every game. Like if we're doing puck time today, there's going to be games that, we talk about that we're not releasing as official plays, just because we're not going to release 6 or 7 plays all the time. Some people do. So I find that do you find that sometimes? Like I know for me, I've had better success with NFL player props this season in prime time. Like Andy Lang and I do our show on Monday nights. Monday, I know 100% has been my best day for player props because I have one game to just dial in on and put my time and effort into and find the best picks for it.
There you go. Problem is everybody else is doing the same thing that does that. So you got to do it early especially if you're playing props, because those lines move like crazy. Big time.
All right, you got a pick for us in the Vegas game. They got slapped around last time out, and you and I, we picked it with the Wild. And I appreciated your compliment about me saying Carter Hart's going to be their starter, but we don't know how long that's going to last for after that took place. How do you feel about today's game here? I'm interested conceptually about this Predators team because, it makes me laugh because the Predators are like one of those teams that never want to get the first overall pick. And I think the reason is because they've got too many veteran players. They're not a good team. They're not a bad team. They're just somewhere in the middle. They have not really been a top 5 pick team in the lottery draft, but they haven't really been a playoff team. They're just somewhere in the middle, Brian.
Yeah, it's a very interesting handicap. And yes, I follow the Knights, and we talked about it the other day. There was no way I could play the Knights. And sure enough, Minnesota comes out, scores within 26 seconds, and they have a 2-0 lead. And I'm watching the game, and then my wife's about to go to bed. She's got to get up early like I do in the morning. And all of a sudden, they score within 26 seconds of the second period. I go, that's it. They're done. I said, they're going to pull the goalie, and sure enough, they did. And Carter Hart, at this point now, after I was giving you credit for having him coming in as the starter, he's now the worst out of the 3 goalies when it comes to plus or minus on, goals above average. So he's fallen off the cliff, and a lot of it is mistakes by the management for Vegas. They had a Kara Schmidt. He was playing great. He's playing all the time. Then they bring in Carter Hart, and Carter Hart's not used to playing this often. He hasn't played in a long time. And all of a sudden, Schmidt, when they throw him in there, he gets beat too because he's not in his routine. And at this point, I can't lay this big number with Vegas. I know it's after that terrible outing that they want to come back and they want to do well in this game. There's actually talk that their best player will be back tonight, but he was in a red jersey 2 nights ago, and he practiced yesterday. But Eichel is still listed as a game time decision, so we don't know if he's going to play. I would assume he's going to play. They need him. They need him badly. I believe they're 1-6, 1-5-1 or whatever since he was gone. So they definitely need him, especially offensively. But he's been very good defensively. And they've come out and they said, we got to do something defensively in this game. They've given up like 4 goals a game since he's been gone. The offense has been doing okay. The power play hasn't been nearly the same without him. And with Hurdle last game, getting kicked out early, that definitely had an effect on him. So those 2 guys out of the power play, they've got no power play. Well, that's the good thing about Vegas is they should be getting them both back tonight. The problem is when the coach says we need to tighten up on defense and your goalie has not played well as of late, he hasn't gotten a lot of chances, I think they protect the goalie tonight and they play the defense. And so I like this game to go under the total. You take a look at Nashville. Yes, they are playing better than they were in the past. And they've played some pretty good defense. This is actually kind of a interesting game because there was a trade in the offseason between these 2 teams, and they're going to be playing against each other here, and so it's a homecoming game here for the holidays and all. But it's an afternoon game, and I don't know if you charted them for every team, but these afternoon games have some funny things going on. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. We're looking at sixes. The really public books are sitting at 6.5 minus like a 135. But I like this. I expect this to be a low-scoring game here. And Eichel's a lot better defensive player now than he was in the past, and that's going to be a big key to the defense. So give me the under in these two teams. Yes, Nashville's a team that has some good quality talent, a lot of veterans, and they are playing better, but I expect this game to go under the total.
That's a good point by you, Brian. You've talked about it. Like, the forwards don't always mean you lose offense. They lose defense sometimes too. And even Carm, we've talked about it as much as we made jokes about Mitch Marner. I think that at the start of the year, they missed him defensively, not just offensively. I know it sounds funny to say, but he is a good 200-foot player. And so when you think of Jack Eichel, you think of offense, but Brian's right. You think of him being a good defensive player as well. You know, think about the Olympics, Brian. Like, he's going to be matched up against a lot of good Canadian or Swedish or Finnish players. It's not going to be all offense for him, Carm?
You know, it's not. It's funny, Andrew. I was looking at some of the stuff trending late last night on the X, and the Leafs had won 4-0. It says the Leafs win 4-0 without Nylander, Matthews, and Marner. And I'm like, maybe someone should tell Gronk, Grok, or whatever it is. Gronk. I'm thinking of the football player
Gronkowski.
Yeah, maybe it is Gronkowski, and he's had a little bit of weed, and he thinks Marner still is on the team. But with that said, it's amusing sometimes, though. The Grok thing doesn't get it right. That's AI.
In, garbage out. I mean, that's the way those AI things are. You put in bad information, and somebody's going to claim that that's the truth. And that's the world we live in now.
Yeah, I think it's just grabbing some of the information from all the tweets that are out there and combining it into like a synopsis. But with that said, by these early games, you said it's a little weird. You just wonder, how physical these teams are going to be on the ice. I get it, the importance of the games and wanting to win the games, but for it seemed like the Preds, it's like a noon game in Vegas. Hey, this game is going to be done by 3:00. Let's shower, change, and hit Vegas on New Year's Eve. I've been to Vegas on New Year's Eve. Absolutely love it. They closed down the main strip there as far as like driving, where they put the barriers up, and you can just walk up and down the street. Quick way to get to each hotel. What are your plans there in Vegas tonight?
I'm an old man. I'm not doing nothing. I might go out to the casinos and watch the games during the day. But as for Nashville, if there was any partying going on in Vegas, it had to have been last night, because they got to play. They got to travel again tomorrow, and they got to play in Seattle. So I'm assuming they're getting out of there as soon as this game's over with. If I do find out that they have spent the night in Vegas, I know where I'll be betting against that game tomorrow.
That's just it. Let's hope they hit the craps table and roll some sevens, even on the ice tonight, or this afternoon, because I'd like to see some goals in the early games. I tend to believe that today could be a little higher scoring. And last night, with the exception of the Vancouver game in Philadelphia, there was a lot of low scoring numbers on there. So maybe we see, getaway day or what have you. People want to party with their families, or maybe don't want to party with their families if they're, like you said, they're playing the very next day. But it is like, and I'm not making fun of Nashville, but it is like Vegas, which is, America's playground, and Nashville, which is like Vegas for Ned Flanders.
Nashville's it's a very popular place. It's amazing how many like rock guys are going to Nashville. Yeah. I guess it's just, I haven't been there in like 30 years. I need to go back. If anybody wants to take a trip to Nashville with me, let me know, and I'll meet you there.
I've heard it's being overrun with just bachelor and bachelorette parties. Like I know people that have gone there for more than one bachelor party or bachelorette parties. And I feel like if you're a local, you probably hate going downtown there now, because every single weekend someone's getting married, someone's got something going on, and everyone thinks
they're the way it is in Vegas, man. You talk to the locals. When do you go on the strip? to fill up my sports betting account, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, it is not to make fun of Vegas. Sorry, not to make fun of Nashville. My buddies go every year now, and they tailor it around like one of the football games, so they can go and watch a football game as well. They absolutely love it, and told me to come down. I see the pictures that they post, and it looks like a great time. So I will make the trip. I know that Kelly and Ariel love going there as well too. So mainly for the country singers because they're country fans, but I'm not myself. But country has changed over the years. It is much more I can listen to it a lot more now than I could back in the day.
All right, Brian. They have a lot of good-looking women. Before they didn't care, and that's the thing. I don't care about the music, but I do appreciate beauty, and there are some hot-looking people in
women. Is true. That is true. All right, Brian. What do you have going today at WagerTalk? And anybody can use those promo deals, the new 25, the Xmas 25. And before you say anything, I just want to wish you and yours a very, very happy New Year, health, success, and hopefully you keep on winning as you are.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we're on a 23-10 run. My top play today is in this first bowl game. It's up there right now. We've got a little everything today. We've got 3 bowl games. We've got 3 hockey games, 2 college basketball, and 1 NBA. So we've got a lot of that up there right now. We've gone more towards quantity lately, and it's paid off very well. Although we did lose our top play yesterday. I had the over in that Illinois game and waited till the second half to do anything offensively. But we end up a little bit short on that. But overall, 23-10. And it's a great day to get the all access package. And you get all of our plays for $39. But, hey, as was mentioned earlier, we've got that 25% off until midnight tonight, I believe. And I'd like to thank a lot of the people. We've had a lot of sales for extended periods too, seasons, years. That's a great way to do it, and I appreciate everybody for that lately. So let's continue winning for you. You guys have a great day. And as far as I know, somebody said earlier, when is Canadian New Year? I think it's New Year everywhere today. It was even in Japan today.
Yes. If you watch the news, they show you New Year's from around the world, Brian. If you crack one beer with every New Year's celebration being shown on one of the networks, you'll be drunk by the end of the first period of the Vegas game. But with that said, listen, you have a fantastic time. I have friends down there. Best of luck today, and we'll see you in the new year.
Take care, guys.
See you, Brian.
Andrew.
All right, Carm, because I know you'll be getting
Joshua
mad at
says,
me. You'll be getting mad
Joshua
at me if
says,
the show isn't on the right page.
Yeah,
after the show is over. But
I'm telling you, and then before you know it, Andy Lang comes in here and starts laying the smack down. We can't
tell
have
me
that
after the
happening.
show. Come on, man. You have to man the show.
We still have Buffalo Dallas, same game parlay, the pod, and the New Year's Eve 6 and 60 to discuss. So let's go to the Sabres one. Sabres, Dallas minus 160, Buffalo plus 132. Total sits here right now at 6 in this one. Say what you want to say about the Buffalo Sabres, and everyone is like, this is where they get their loss. This is where they get their loss. Well, they've been saying that for a while now. 6 straight wins on the road for the Sabres. Alex Lyon, I'm not sure if he's playing or not because I thought he might have been injured. Jake Ottinger for Dallas. This is one of those games, Andrew, as good as the Dallas Stars are, and I think they are one of the top 3 teams in the Western Conference, there are times during the season where a team leaks goals. And when it happens a couple games in a row, it could happen a third game in a row. They lose to the Red Wings 4-3. The Chicago Blackhawks beat them 4-3 in Dallas. What's to say a solid effort by the Buffalo Sabres today in Dallas doesn't get them a franchise tying 10th win? I am going to sprinkle. Yes, a little biased here, boys, but I'm going to sprinkle. If Dallas was on a hot run right now, I would say, I'm not going to go against the Dallas Stars, but the Sabres are winning games, playing well, and even when they go down a goal, they don't give up. They're playing some very good hockey right now. They're averaging 3.56 goals per game over this 9-game winning streak, which if that was their season average, it ranks behind only the Colorado Avalanche, who are averaging 4 goals per game this season, an insane number. The Sabres are scoring, and it's boding well for this team. Give me the Sabres plus 132. Sprinkle.
Little sprinkle. I can't believe it, Carmen. If you look at the standings right now, they're closing in on a wild card spot. It goes to show, this is exactly what the Maple Leafs wanted to do. But your Buffalo Sabres were able to do it. A big winning streak like that. And that's what you have to do. If you fall short to a bad start to the season, you got to come out hot. Look, this is really streak versus reality. You've got a team that is playing extremely well against the team that has been playing extremely well all season long. But some of these numbers are really, really good. But I'm going to focus more on the offensive numbers for the Buffalo Sabres because, Carm, I like the over in this game. I think that we can look at it. We could showcase a ton of really good defensive numbers and goaltending numbers for this Buffalo Sabres team, and I wouldn't be able to argue with any of those. But when I look at this here, you've got a Stars team that has now lost 2 straight games. They did not play very well in their game against the Blackhawks. They haven't played a game in a couple days here. They're rested. They're ready to go. It's New Year's Eve. I think that they'll take advantage of some defensive vulnerabilities that Buffalo still has. And we've got some goalies playing well. I get it. They're suffocating teams. But I think if Buffalo's going to win this one, they got to put up 3, 4, 5 goals on the board. So with that said, give me the over 6 in this one. I think one team's getting to 4 or 5 here in this one. I think we see action. I think we see goals here. I think we see a very angered Dallas Stars team. This isn't a flat spot by any means for Dallas. They've lost 2 games against Detroit and Chicago. They haven't played since Saturday. We're talking on Wednesday right now. They're not going to be happy. I think if Buffalo competes in this one, we sail right to an easy over because they have good defensive metrics, but I have been impressed with Buffalo's offensive metrics right now. Speaking of which, what I'm impressed with, Carm, 620 live viewers on PuckTime today, right now across multiple platforms. We appreciate all of you guys. And because of all the likes that you guys gave us, Carm is definitely doing a 6 and 60 segment on a Wednesday. Kind of different here with a 6 and 60, but I love your style, Carm.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We'll do it after the same game parlay, or I can do it earlier. It doesn't matter. But to your point, and even if it is Jake Ottinger in goal today, he's allowed 3 or more goals in 4 of his last 5 starts, and the over when he's been in goal is 3-1-1 the last 5 games. I actually think it's 4-1 because the Leafs game finished 4-2, and I believe the total in that one was 5.5 and not 6, with some players missing. So I could be wrong, but we'll call it 3-1-1 for now, and call the win a possible push. So we'll see what happens. And to wash Redskins of regression hitting the Sabres, guys, the minute the Sabres lose 1 game, I'm going to bet them to lose a second game because you know my rule. When a team comes out of a 6 or 7 game losing streak, or their 6 or 7 or 8 game win streak is snapped, that weight, that monkey is off their backs. And I love for I call it the double up, Andrew, double up to win or double up to lose. So we'll see what happens with the Buffalo Sabres, but hey, they could hit the new year with a win. So give us the same game parlay.
Carm, this is a bit tricky here. Let's see if I can do this. See how this looks. Nope. Hold on. Hold on. How's this?
You don't need me
That's
on
good.
there.
Get Carm out of there. Oh, there we go. All right. I don't even know if you guys can see this. We got so many damn picks going right now. Let's see if we can pull this up. All right. Here we go. All right. So, guys, today I've got 3 different sets of same game parlays, and it's just 2 gamers for 3 different games. So what I try and tell you guys every day, and I hope you guys listen to this, is that You don't have to play a 6-pick parlay here. You can kind of bite off a little bit of one, a little bit of the other. One of them is plus 142, one of them is plus 116, and one of them is minus 110. These are all matchup based, head-to-head history, how certain players do against certain teams. And then we're also looking at weaknesses for certain teams, how they do against certain positions. Of course, there's certain apps that I love to use, and you guys know the HOF app is one of them. We're going to go with the Wild and Sharks game. We know the Sharks give up a ton of shots on goal, so we'll take Kaprizov to get at least 3 shots on goal. We'll take Mats Zuccarello to get at least 1 point. He's got a point in 4 straight games against the Sharks. So that's minus 110 for that one. Devils, Blue Jackets, Timo Meier, Nico Hischier. They got shut out 4-0 against the Leafs. They get a chance to play kind of a defensive, struggling team over the past little while. The Columbus Blue Jackets. We're taking the 2 top dogs, plus 116. I'm fine with that price. And the last one, Winnipeg and Detroit. Carmine and I both mentioned it's a pretty good number here on Winnipeg. We think it's a good spot for them. Gabe Vilardi up there on the top line, and he's also up there with Kyle Connor. We'll take Connor to get 3 shots at least, and Vilardi to get 1 point. That all together, Carm, is $8.97, but people can choose. And I want to put emphasis on this, guys. You can pick and choose. If you like one more than the other, play them. Don't just play all together. Play the 2 of them here, Carm. So that's it for me for my segment. What do you have for us for your 6 and 60 on a Wednesday?
My eyes are like buggy. I was trying to read your graphic. Whoever created that graphic for you probably is the same guy who sent me this bottle of Nutella here. That it's just like, here, make yourself a sandwich. What sandwiches am I making? Finger sandwiches with a bottle like that. Okay. Before we get to the 6 and 60, let's get to the pod play. We cashed yesterday with the Philadelphia Flyers against the Vancouver Canucks in an easy 6-3 win. Today's pod, we're going to go to La La Land. We're going to Anaheim, and I'm going to take the over in this game between Tampa Bay and Anaheim. I think this looks like a really good spot to see some goals in this one. You look at the Ducks. The Ducks, their last 10 games, they at home, they are 9-1 to the over. Their last 10 games. Tampa Bay, I talked about signs and analytics that show a team is about to go on a run, and we took Tampa Bay against Florida in a pod. They won 4 straight wins now for them, 19 goals scored over those 4 games. The Ducks are going to have to do some of the scoring here, but we're buoyed by the fact that they did actually find some scoring against the San Jose Sharks, scoring 4 goals in that loss to them. Over 6.5 is the total here, minus 110. We're going to take the over in this game, over 6.5. Look for some goals tonight, and let's see if we can hit 7,500 on the starting bankroll heading into the new year.
Keep it going, man. You are building the bankroll. I'm excited to watch. And 1 play a day, and you've taken some days off. You've done first period, full games. You've done sides. You've done all that good stuff here, Carm. All right, now, we got to keep the show going. We got to keep the show going.
Hold on. Wait. No. We don't.
Okay, never mind. We won't keep the show going.
No, we're just going to continue to talk here. I am asking for, before the 6 and 60, Andrew, for our friends south of the border to make some suggestions, not in the live chat here, but if you're watching this later, or you can log in later and comment in the comment section, 1 or 2 of your favorite charities south of the border. So already I used some of the pod money for the Richmond Hill Food Bank, which is up near where I am. And between food and cash donations, we gave them $1,000. I want to do the same for some charities south of the border, $1,000 as well too. So either one that becomes very popular amongst all the replies, or I'll pick 2 or 3 of them and just split the money between 2 or 3 of them, and we'll send $1,000 south of the border to some of the charities. I told you about the Wounded Warriors in Vegas. That's one that I love to donate to. And then there's a ton of people, including you, Andrew, who are dog lovers. And any animal rescue is always a good one to donate to as well too. What are your thoughts, quickly?
My thoughts are that I think that it's nice that people get to pick a charity. My other thoughts are, Carm, we have to get going on the show.
All right.
We got to get going.
Yeah, whatever.
My God. Pick it
Come
up.
on, Carm.
Unbelievable. All year. Every single day. We're going to keep the show rolling. We got to keep the show rolling. Andy's going to jump in and tell us to hurry up. I haven't. I've been nice enough, but enough's enough. It's the last day of 2025. Come on, guys.
Oh,
Andy,
God.
He tells me that I'm not organized and I don't keep the show on the tracks. And this guy has 17 segments every show here. How can I?
Yeah,
it's my fault, apparently. This is crazy.
And I will double it next year, like Cosmo Kramer says. Andy, before we let you go and before I do the 6 and 60, what do you got coming up on Wager Talk today?
Huge bowl show. We got bowl games all day, so we're breaking down a lot of bowl games, NBA free plays, but it's college football big time today to close out the new year. So I just wanted to jump in and tell you guys do a great job. I'm on Mikhail Granlund over 1.5 shots on goal. That's my contribution to the show.
There we go.
I will see you guys later. I gotta get ready for our show that's going to start late for some reason.
I love it. And he is not joking because it's going to start late. And you wonder why Dan is not our producer anymore, Carm. He quit on us.
Dan's good. Dan and I are sitting at the Bills-Eagles Super Bowl this coming year in 2026 in February. So with that said, Andrew, you get the timer ready. I'm not even going to touch the timer. This is going to be, we're going to get it within 60 seconds here. This is going to be quick. So get ready, folks. Here is your 6 and 60. All right, the Rangers and the Capitals. We're taking the Capitals money line here. Caps were embarrassed 7-3 at home just over a week ago by the Rangers. A little retribution here. Nashville and Vegas over 1.5 in the first period. Preds 7-3 their last 10 to the first period over. 5-0 their last 5 to the first period over on the road. Winnipeg and Detroit. I'm going to take the Jets money line. Fishy line here. I'm going to go with the Jets in this one. Blues and Avs over first period 1.5. Colorado 13-5. To the first period over at home this season. New Jersey and Columbus, the Jackets money line here. I don't think the Devils like their coach saying they have no balls. I'm taking Columbus in this one. Wild and Sharks, mini in regulation. Sharks 2 straight wins, but that was Vancouver and Anaheim. Minnesota's a different beast. Give me mini in regulation. That's your 6 and 60.
I like that, Carm. I like those plays. You know what? We've got such a big slate today. It was a perfect day for the 6 and 60. Again, I've got a play on the early game, guys, that starts very, very soon. If you guys want to get in on that, you can jump in with that at wagertalk.com. The best deal, though, is Xmas 25% off any single package we have up at WagerTalk. But that's about it for me here, guys. If anything, you guys want to talk to me, you want to reach out, you want to follow me, you want to get my plays at McInnis Picks on X and WT.buzz/AM. Wishing you guys all a happy and successful new year, and hope you guys all have a great 2026. Back over to you, Carm, to close it out for us.
All right, 4 plays up in the NHL, including some early action, so get those over. Let's see, over at WagerTalk, WT.buzz/CB. A couple of college football plays. They're loaded, but I'm adding the analysis to them right after this show is over, which is now. And no soccer today. We're going to head into the new year, hopefully on a 6-0 run today. So maybe pick up that 1-day all access. Guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in each and every day. For myself, Andrew McInnis. Oh, God, look at me, man. I just look so bald there. For myself, Andrew McInnis, our guests, Brian Leonard, Don Buster, and the Prez. We really appreciate you guys tuning in each and every day, commenting, hitting that like button. You guys are what keeps the fuel going on this show. Have a safe and happy New Year's tonight, and we will see you in 2026.